This will be a demonstration of the grid view. The grid view allows you to retrieve data from ActionFlow in a grid format. You can search different types of records. For example, if I click on the job and click Retrieve Records, this is going to retrieve all of the job records that are within the database. There are query filters up here, and those enable you to define the data that will be retrieved. For example, if I enter in accepted into the status field and click Retrieve Records, only those records that have the accepted status will be retrieved. And you can click Clear to clear that out. On the text fields that you see up here, like name, number, or the address, the filter will find any value that contains your search criteria. So if I entered in 123 in the address, for example, the system will find any records whose address contains the numbers 123. In addition, you can also filter the records on your screen after they have been returned from the database using these funnel-shaped icons that you see here on the bottom. For example, if I click on, I'm going to clear that out. For an example, if I click on the customers and I click that I want to start with a name that starts with A, and I click filter, you can see that this will just show me customers whose name starts with A. Now if I clear that filter out, it's going to show me all of the records again. If you have a lot of records, it will be more quickly if you only bring certain records back from the database. So try to use the filters to limit the amount of data that you need returned. And also, please note that these filters do not make an additional request from the database, but they just filter the records that were retrieved in your most recent searches. Over here to the left side of the screen, there are three types of views you can select from. The basic search is just the basic table. For example, it's going to just show you those job fields that are a basic part of the job. Most of these columns that are returned when you do a basic search are editable. So if you want to click to add notes or PO numbers or change your job name, you can do that here. The second option is the include related data. You can also search parent types with related data. This type of search includes additional fields like addresses, phone numbers, and emails to the data. So for example, if you click on the related data and then retrieve your records again, you can see that the system is now reflecting the address information, and also you can see the phone and emails listed here. If you go back and you search your job related data, you can note that the role and the user is identified under this section all the way on the right side. And you can see that right here. If I go back over to my left side and you click on include actions, and we're going to go ahead and retrieve the records again. Please note, parents with actions, you must define a search criteria for the start date. So we're going to look for an action item. Since there's so many actions, this is why it does require you to select the dates. So for example, we're going to go over here and look at all completed actions after October 1st. We're going to hit retrieve records. And as you can see, that here is a list of all the jobs and the action names as well. Notice that the first set that you see here, number 444, are all actions that are related to that job. So it does group them together for you. And then once again, you can see the names of the actions over here to the right side. You can also save the views. So if you have a view that you use often, you can save that criteria here. For example, if I do a basic job search and then say I only want to look at accepted ones, we're going to go back up to the basic. And we've got the accepted noted. So I can save this as the accepted jobs query. So if you save that, now if you go back and you click on another one, just to kind of get back out, and then you go back into your well, it's loading up, so it's going to take a second here. And if we go back to the accepted jobs, you can see that it retrieves the query that we just defined in the system. You can also hide certain columns by unchecking the different boxes here under your columns on the left side. Only those columns that are selected are going to be saved as part of your view. Once you have a record highlighted, if you click here and then do your go to record, it's going to take you to that customer record. And then if we go back to the grid view, using the task menu on the right side, you can use this to export the current view to Excel. And then there's other options in the task menu related to the export of accounting data, and that will be covered somewhere else. This concludes the video for the grid view.